good morning, or good afternoon, depending on what period you have me. This is Mr. Carrillo. I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about what we need to be reviewing for the midterm. As you can see right here, I have a blank screen. This is because I want to go over what we learned the first couple of weeks when we started getting introduced to Mac. Okay, so we have the Introduction to Mac lesson that I gave you guys. Down here at the bottom, we had, does anybody remember what this is called? That's right. Hopefully somebody called it a doc. All right. And a doc is going to be where your commonly used applications are going to be. This is where they're going to be displayed all the time. Okay. It's really easy to get something off your doc that you don't use. For example, if I click here and I don't have anything dealing with my contacts, I just click on this icon, bring it up where you see the little cloud face, and boom, there it goes, disappears. All right, just as easily as we took something off, we can also put something on our doc. So let's say I find something that I use on a regular basis. Let's say, for example, I'm going to use this software called Motion. I'm just going to click it, bring it down here, put it right in the middle, and boom. Now notice how it didn't go away here, because this is still one of my ways that I can access my applications. But we'll get into that in a minute. Now the Motion icon that I put is on my dock. It's that simple. All right, very good. One of the major differences between Mac and PC is that when we open something on a PC, it gives us a window. So I just opened up Safari. It had what I had previously on here. Go ahead and close this. I'll go ahead and open up a new Safari window. And for all of you wondering, that is not my daughter. That is my niece. And I don't think she's going to realize that she's on this video. All right, so here we go. I have Safari opened up. And one of the major differences between Mac and PC is that on a Mac, we don't have any menu bars or anything on the actual window. The window itself is very clean. Okay. However, everything that has a file menu is going to be up on the very top of your screen. Okay, so that's one of the major differences. As you remember, if I close, I'm going to put this right next to it so you can see. If I close this window, Safari does not go away. It's still running in the background. And when I open Safari, it opens up in a split second. Okay, it's one of the ways that Mac differentiates from PC. Normally on a PC, you close the window and it actually closes the application, and not true with Mac. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close Safari. There's two ways to close Safari. One of them is to also go to Safari and quit Safari. The other way to close Safari is the way I'm all about shortcuts. It's Command Q on your keyboard. So I'm going to go ahead and hit on my keyboard, Command Q, and it's gone. Now the application actually closed. Now, when you're using applications that use a lot of resources on the computer, you notice that your computer is slowing down a little bit and you want to speed it up a little bit more. What you can do is to find out what applications are running. You go to your Apple menu and go to Force Quit, and it will show you all the different applications that are running in the background. Right now I have a couple of applications open. ScreenFlow, which is what I'm using to record this, and Final Cut Pro. Next, we're going to discuss menulets. Menulets are in this little section up here. Menulets are here to go ahead and make our lives a little bit easier. Whenever we want to turn Wi-Fi on and off, we have a menulet to choose from. Audio, we can decrease the audio and increase it. Time, date and time settings. You know it's Thursday at 7:34. Yes, I don't leave at 4:30. I'm here very late because I like to do work when no one bothers me. Not that you guys bother me. You guys do not bother me. All right. And here we have our best friend. If anybody can remember, extra points. Spotlight. Very good. Spotlight helps us find anything we need to find on our computer. So if I type Final Cut Pro, notice in 2 letters it already knows what I want. That's the revolutionary genius behind Apple. As they make your life simpler. So I'm going to go ahead and click Enter, open up Final Cut Pro, and now we have some software of a short film that I've been working on. Go ahead and close this window, And that's another way we can open up software in Mac. On the very far right, we have notifications. Notifications will pop up from time to time. You'll see them here. You don't have to worry about these, just know that they exist. So if you own a Mac, this is where you can see them. Emails will pop up here, application updates, pretty much anything that's going to alert you will show up here. No notifications. Very good. So we have our menulets. We have our menu bar up here. And we have our dock. All right. That pretty much settles it up for introduction to Mac. In a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and talk about commonly used applications with Mac. Welcome back. Okay, I took a little break just so I can go ahead and get ready for the next portion of the video, which is commonly used applications when switching over from PC to Mac. Now, everybody uses Microsoft Word. I don't like using Microsoft Word, and not because I have anything against PC, but it's just a lot easier for me to, when I made the switch to Mac, is just use Mac products. So I'm going to go ahead and remind you of the three main Mac's applications that we've been using in our classroom. Okay, so the first one that we've been using, of course, is Pages, and Pages is the equivalent to Microsoft Word. Now, it's a little bit of Microsoft Word and Microsoft Publisher at the same time, because you're going to see right now when it opens up, not only is it a word processor, but it can actually do a whole lot more, like design any of these templates that you can use for resumes, newsletters, flyers, posters, and more. So it's like a combination of those two applications. One that we have not jumped into yet, because it's going to be in the second 9 weeks, is going to be Numbers. Numbers is going to be extremely useful when working with financing or budgets, which is something I'm going to teach you a little bit about because I think it's extremely important. But for right now, this is basically the equivalent to Microsoft Excel. So notice that's very similar. It has grids. You can organize information. And that's it. Aside from Numbers, the last one you've been spending a lot of time with was the last one is Keynote. And Keynote is the equivalent of PowerPoint. But remember, they're not PowerPoints, they're Keynotes. Keynotes are like PowerPoints on steroids. So those are the three main commonly used applications that we use in the classroom when we first make the switch to Mac and you start getting familiar with the interface. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple slides. So one of the things in Keynote that I wanted to remind you guys about was your inspector. Your inspector is going to be an extremely useful tool for you regarding every single thing that needs any kind of adjustments. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to remind you guys about the second tab here, which allows you to change your appearance. If you don't want it black, you can change to a different color. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave. You know what, let's use purple because they'll be J-Rocks. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the transition and use a 3D transition to go to the next one. Now here, I just want to remind you the last thing when dealing with keynotes is effects. This is one of my favorites. Switch that also to purple. And do the same thing over here. Switch it to purple. And there we go. Start with a keynote. Press play. Welcome to Mac. Once you go Mac, you don't go back. And that's it. That's it for keynote. I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm not going to save it. Ain't no need. Ain't nobody got time for that. And that's pretty much it with the transition from PC to Mac. Thank you all so much for your attention. And if you have any questions or anything, be sure to ask me before you leave.